That may be a little too far. Don't you think?
No.
We got to
in Naples. No.
we got to head to Europe.
Gallagher.
We got to head to Europe, where markets this morning, are clearly what's going to be moving today's market. Joining us now with her outlook, Gemma Godfrey, the head of research and investment committee chairman for Credo Capital. It's good to see you, Gemma. Thanks for joining us. So we've been talking. I've been very skeptical this morning that something's going to happen on Wednesday. I know they say something's going to happen on Wednesday, but I don't think the number's going to be big enough. The can's going to get kicked a little bit longer. You say what?
I say that it's too little, too late, and we still aren't seeing a cohesive plan coming out of them. As you said, they're kicking the can down the road to Wednesday, and this is why there's still a lot of concern out there. It's too little because when they talk about the figures to recapitalise the banks, they're talking about 140 billion. We've already heard the IMF come out and say it should be 200 billion, and analysts think it could be 275. It may be too late because the next bailout for Greece, it might come in at 450 billion, which is, it's greater than the entire rescue fund, and we still don't have a cohesive plan. They say they're going to increase the capability of the rescue funds, they're going to leverage it up, but how are they? Are they going to get China involved, Brazil involved, etc.?
Well, we just heard that they may get us involved ultimately. But Gemma, you look at the markets, they seem to still be holding up. When do people realize what's going on here? Joe, on the other hand, I should tell you, believes, I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth, believes that just having a plan, recognizing that there's a problem, is a solution unto itself.
They're moving in the right direction.
Moving in the right direction.
I think the seriousness of the situation is starting to be made apparent but they've got problems. You got Sarkozy is worried about his banks. Merkel's worried about getting reelected. I understand it. I want Gemma to talk about whether neutrinos really go past faster than the speed of light, and do we know whether that happened or not? Because she's a nuclear physicist.
Exactly.
I know.
You don't need to be a rocket. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to talk about Europe, but it does help, Gemma.
It may help, and actually there's a telescope that's being built in Chile, and it's enabling, it works so fast that you can do 17 quadrillion calculations in a second.
Whoa.
And I think if the EU leaders used technology like that, they might be able to actually get things solved a lot quicker.
Okay, so Gemma, real quick, what's going to happen on the markets this week? When are people going to have a realization that this is not happening as fast as they think it's supposed to?
Because she's already gone back in time.
She's gone back in time.
With the neutrinos going faster than the speed of light.
We can get a telegram from the future.
I don't think you go forward.
You get a telegram from the future.
From the future.
It goes both ways.
From the future, telling you what's
become your own grandfather.
You're right. Yeah.
Oh, God. Apart from putting all those, obviously, complications aside, I think that all the investors are holding out for a lot of hope. You're seeing the markets rallying, especially the banks. For example, you saw SocGen up about 3% on the fact that we think that we're closer to a solution. But what's not being realised is that there is an increased likelihood of French debt being downgraded, them losing their AAA status.
Yeah, but so what?
Pressure.
So what?
It would put pressure on the rescue fund because it's backed by France and Germany, and therefore.
But what happens to French debt, Gemma? And I'm a little worried here, arguing with a nuclear physicist here, but what happens to France if it doesn't do this? If the banks all go under? It strikes me that the future is worse for France if it doesn't do something that ultimately could pressure its credit rating.
No, exactly. It's a lose-lose situation. They have to do, and actually that sums it up quite nicely. They have to do something, and whatever happens, there will be a bad outcome. For example, if you look at Belgium, so Belgium came out and they said we will go and rescue our funds. Therefore, Belgium got downgraded, and the UK, in contrast, turned around and said, you know what, we're going to take a step back and let them sort out their issues themselves, and therefore the banks got downgraded. So there is going to be some more negative news flow coming out, and the concern is that the way that people are buying into the markets, the way they're supporting the markets, is via ETFs at the moment, which means people are looking to come in and capitalise on the moves upwards, but they're not long-term investors.
France
and they're
is
not
making a major
confident.
mistake to worry so much about its risk.
Gemma, we got to leave it there, but thank you so much for your perspective this morning, and we hope to come back to you later in the week and see how this thing plays out.
Yes, if you have any comments.